Well, I'm back with my usual beautiful perfume display, my perfume cabinet in the background. You guys have no idea how good this feels to have my perfumes back in my cabinet. I'll do a story time video with everything that happened, but anyway, I'm back with my usual background. I still have a couple of more to fill, and then the whole row down below. I'm still working on putting my perfumes back in my cabinet, but anyway, so glad to be back with my regular background. Okay, you guys, so I'm here with part 2 of the best affordable designer fragrances that you need, that you should have in your fragrance wardrobe. As a woman, I think these perfumes are the best of the affordable designer fragrances. By affordable, I mean not privé lines, not exclusive lines of designer fragrance houses, but rather the regular lines, you know, that are considered more affordable, okay? So if you want to find out the rest of them that I recommend, the affordable designer fragrances that I think every woman should have in their fragrance wardrobe, just keep watching. Hi my lovely people, welcome back to another fabulous fragrance video. I'm back with my usual background, my beauties, my fragrances. I miss them so much, being in the background. I've been wearing them out of boxes, so yeah, it's good to have them right there so I can pick much easier. You have no idea how much easier it is when it's beautifully displayed like this. Okay, so part 2 of the most beautiful, must-have, feminine, affordable designer fragrances. Okay, so one I didn't include in part 1 that had to be included in this one is this right here. This is by Dior. This is J'adore Parfum d'Or. Okay, so this one, you guys, in my opinion, the best J'adore fragrance. Okay, I love almost all of the J'adore fragrances. I bought the original when it first came out and I loved it. I've loved, you know, almost all the flankers that came out after that. In fact, I have a few of them, but this one is different. This one is a must-have. This one is something that's gonna make you smell like a fashionable, beautiful, gorgeous, just edgy, but clean smelling, this beautiful woman, okay? This one has jasmine, magnolia, it's very velvety, almost creamy, magnolia, jasmine, and neroli, I believe, and a bunch of other beautiful white florals. The difference about this fragrance is that it is safe to spray on your hair. It has no alcohol, so you can spray it anywhere you want, including your hair. And the juice, you guys, let me show you the juice. Juice looks just like milk, and that is so appropriate because this smells just like fresh bucket of magnolia, jasmine, or white florals, and you stick your head in it, but you also smell, you know, like how some of the, you know, the sap of these type of white florals, when you break the leaf off the stem or whatever, the sap is kind of creamy, milky white. So there's a little bit of that in the fragrance. That smell, that green sap smell with that beautiful magnolia and the beautiful floral bouquet. Oh my gosh, this is so modern, so fashionable, beautiful. Like, this is the kind of fragrance you want to wear when you're flying or you're ever in a situation where you can't shower, you know, within a, I don't know, 12-18 hour period. Like, I like to shower twice a day. And if I'm traveling in an airplane, for example, all day, you know, flying to a different country, I'm not able to shower. And this is the kind of fresh, gorgeous fragrance that'll keep you smelling like a gorgeous drop dead goddess, okay? And clean smelling while make you smell like a beautiful, feminine, fashionable woman, okay? J'adore Dior Parfum d'Or. We have this one. This one is an oldie but a goodie. I mean, look at it. By the way, this is, I don't know if you guys can tell, this one's down to there. I've used this up. In fact, I need to buy a new one from the next Sephora sale. And this one, look at that. The dent will speak for itself. And I get so many compliments. By the way, all of these fragrances are compliment getters. I don't need to be like a broken record. They are all compliment getters, okay? And this one, this is a beautiful, very feminine, sexy fragrance. This is Elisa, Girl of Now, and I am partial to the original, which is this. This is the original, and every time I wear this, I get compliments. This has pistachio, almond. It's kind of nutty, but it's really made feminine with that juicy pear note, which is always a very sexy feminine note, you know, with that mandarin orange, with that syrupy citrusiness, and the gorgeous white florals, the magnolia, the orange blossom, a little bit of tonka bean in the base with loads of musk, so sexy. It's a compliment getter. Men love this fragrance quite a bit. I get a lot of compliments whenever I wear this. It's one of those fragrance wardrobe must-haves for women. By the way, somebody made a comment that, oh, don't we all want to smell different? Or, you know, should you be saying these are fragrances that every woman should have in their wardrobe? Guys, you are taking things literally. These titles of these videos mean these are that good, okay? It doesn't mean each and every one of you have all 10 of these. That's not what it means. It means discover out of these ones that I'm saying are must-have perfumes, that what suits you, and wear this. And of course, when it comes to designer fragrances, unlike niche fragrances, you can find fragrances, you know, designer, especially affordable designer fragrances that nobody else wears, because these are designer and affordable designer fragrances. So you're going to find other people who wear these, and that's okay. It's going to smell uniquely different on you anyway. So don't take things literally, you guys, okay? All right, next I have another classic oldie but goodie. I don't think no matter how many fragrances exist, again, they release so much better. I don't think this is gonna ever be beaten, like any of this, never gonna be beaten. You guys, this is Dior Hypnotic Poison. This is most definitely one of the most groundbreaking fragrances. Nowadays, we get a lot of this type of fragrances, but when it came out, this was one of the few. I mean, and I put quite a nice dent into this fragrance too, by the way. This was that original vanilla almond musky fragrance, you know. A lot of people like to compare this now with the Tom Ford Vanilla Sax. I kind of see it, I kind of don't. This one is different from that one if you ask me, but this also has that sort of like, you know, almondy, vanillic scent that is absolutely sexy. I mean, this obviously has floral notes. There's rose, there's lily of the valley, which is one of the most beautiful florals, and tuberose is one of the most notable fragrance notes in here, which really gives it this, like, you know how tuberose has that sexy feel to it, you know, jasmine, a bunch of floral notes like that, and then of course woody notes like sandalwood, lots of musk, but it's really about that combination of vanilla and almond, and that sexiness that come in there. I think there's a little plum in here too. Plum is a very sexy feminine fragrance note, kind of like pear in fragrances. Somehow it just gives it this like sexy womanliness to fragrances. Hypnotic Poison, this is a winter must-have if you ask me. You can start wearing it now that the weather is getting colder. If you live in a seasonal place, you know, like not down in like warmer places. You can wear this if you live in a warmer climate, then wear it at nighttime when it's cooler. Okay, this is something I love to wear when it's winter. It really works with that winter weather, that musky vanilla almond sexiness. Must have, if you ask me. And then this one is the latest flanker in the L'Entretien by Givenchy. This is Givenchy L'Entretien Rouge Ultime, I think. This is so sexy too. This has that tuberose with other white florals like jasmine and neroli and whatnot. And this has that like tuberose sexiness, you know, that you get with loads of musk. And it has this sort of lipsticky vibe to it. Not in the same way that you get the lipstick vibe from Iris, right? It's a little bit more, it's hard to describe. You think of a sexy woman when you smell this. Somebody wearing red lipstick. That kind of feeling. It's such a beautiful, sexy fragrance. This is a designer, affordable designer must-have, if you ask me. Very, very sexy. All of these, by the way, have really great performance. This one has I think a little bit of cacao powder, which adds a bit of sweetness. I don't think there's vanilla, but the cacao adds a different kind of sweetness, more, I don't know, cacao powder, I've seen it in a lot of really sexy fragrances. It adds like sort of that makeup powder kind of vibe. There you go, that's probably why you get that sort of makeup powder vibe, beautiful, or lipstick vibe or whatever, you know, I'm talking about. Absolutely gorgeous. Speaking of lipstick vibe, this fragrance right here, this is My Way by Giorgio Armani, My Way Parfum, I think. This one has Iris Pallida, which is like the type of iris that especially smells like red lipstick, you know, like lipsticky vibe, you know. I mean, it has white florals like tuberose and stuff, but it's that lipsticky vibe that really makes this super sexy. Gives it that sort of like Dita Von Teese vibes, although Dita Von Teese personally likes to wear more vintage smelling fragrances, but she's who I think of when I smell fragrances like this. Like that sort of like a glamorous woman in front of, you know, this lit up mirror putting on red lipstick, that kind of vibe. A must have, if you ask me. This is different from the original My Way and the other flankers, world apart. That addition of the Iris Pallida made this out of this world sexy, beautiful. The other ones don't have Iris Pallida. So then I have two here. I'm doing two because one of them is discontinued, but I'm gonna kind of put them on the same like level or suggestion. If you can get a hold of this, then this is my recommendation. If you can't get a hold of this anymore, this has been discontinued, then get this one. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Black Opium Intense or Intense. This one, you guys, has this absinthe note. Absinthe note makes this so awesome. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. It's actually like a neon blue. I don't know if you guys can see it. You probably can. It looks reddish in here through the camera, but it's actually bluish. I don't know why it's not showing how blue this bottle is. It's like, if you hold it to light, there you go. It's starting to show a little bit. It's blue. This was discontinued, unfortunately. This has this absinthe, which actually is this sweet, boozy note that makes everything smell so good. There's this Guerlain fragrance from one of its, like, you know, very expensive privé lines. I forget the name of the line and the name of the fragrance right now, but it kind of reminds me of how it has absinthe too. Absinthe does something to fragrances. It's amazing. By the way, you guys, if you know any other perfumes other than the Guerlain one and this one that has absinthe, please let me know. I mean, I can look up in Fragrantica too, but if you guys have any suggestions, Fragrantica, I don't really look up too much on there. It doesn't get it right a lot of the times. So if you guys know of a perfume with a dominant absinthe note, let me know, okay? I love it. This has obviously coffee, the white florals like jasmine, the yada yada, some of the notes from the original, but what makes this like stand out is that absinthe note. And I believe it has blackberry too, which is really complementary to that absinthe note. Loads of vanilla, very like sensual, woody dry down, absolutely gorgeous. So if you can't get a hold of this anymore, which it has been discontinued, but there are places still like discount website and whatnot that you can get a hold of it. I will find everything and I will link down below. All these fragrances will be linked down below, you guys. And if I find discounts, I will link down below as well. This is the latest flanker in the Black Opium line. This one is Black Opium Le Parfum, I think, or is it called? I don't know. It's the latest one. I'll put the name right there. This is gorgeous. This is delicious. It's very gourmand. On top of that, black coffee and like the vanilla and the usual notes you get in the original. You get like huge buckets of vanilla. I think there are like 2-3 doses of vanilla in here, different kinds of vanilla. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. The coffee is obviously there. There's a very sexy pear note, again very feminine, a little bit of mandarin orange, some really sexy like orchid like floral notes, probably with like a little bit of maybe jasmine or orange blossom type of notes. Oh, absolutely beautiful, you guys. This has got a little bit of like lactonic. I'm pretty sure this has some kind of creamy milk or some kind of lactonic note in here. Not toffee, not necessarily caramel, but a very creamy note. But that could be, milk, some kind of creamy note in here. It could be like dulce de leche type note. I don't know. There is definitely a creamy dessert smelling gourmand note in here. Loads of vanilla. It could just be milk note, lactonic note with vanilla that smells divine. Absolutely beautiful. Must have, if you ask me. And a sexy must have for the beach and anytime. Actually, this is more of a summer fragrance. You see that dent? This is something that always comes with me on our beach vacations. Just took it on my last beach vacation as well. This is Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess, and that's exactly what it smells like. This is super sexy, that salty, sun-kissed, sexy skin smell kind of vibes with gorgeous tiare flower note, which is one of the most beautiful tropical white florals that smells so divine and goddess-like. Creamy coconut note that is, mixed in with that sort of salty skin vibe. I'm pretty sure this probably has a salty note somewhere in there. Some kind of sea note, definitely. Some amber, which is sexy with some vanilla. A must-have, very sexy fragrance, especially on the beach. It's one thing that I love to wear. I usually take its matching body oil and wear it on the beach. A must-have in a woman's wardrobe. Apparently, you guys, it's being discontinued or hard to find now here in the US. I know a couple of places that it's still available. I'll try to link it down below, but I'm getting really like worried about it because the original now you can only get in Europe right now. Somebody told me that they had a hard time finding it, and she was right. I looked it up and it used to be available at Macy's until recently, and now suddenly it's disappeared, and all I was finding were like the flankers. But anyways, now here's another discontinued fragrance. Sorry to show you discontinued ones. Do you see the dent right to here, down to here? This is like my third bottle, I think. This is Victor and Rolf Bombon Couture. Now Bombon is really good too, and the Bombon is still available. You can get it, but this one, you guys, the Bombon Couture has the same, almost the notes as the original with a bit of a different sexiness. This also has that delicious caramel and all that and the sensual woodiness, but this has a white tobacco note that actually, I know it sounds weird when you say white tobacco smells sexy. It does. When you mix with other notes, it smells super sexy. And yeah, it's the white tobacco note. I think that makes it really, really sexy. This one is a compliment getter. People love the way it smells, and it's another one that's a little harder to find now. I will link everything down below. You can still find that one. Yeah, I will link wherever I can find them. Here is a really crazy fragrance. This is Mugler Aura. You guys, this one I'm gonna smell spray because the atomizer is kind of weird for this one. This one, you guys, is a weird, oh my gosh, this one is like a, I think of a feline, you know, feline kind of sexy, okay? This, actually, when you read up on Mugler website about this fragrance, they actually did like some research and put some kind of like feline voodoo in here that apparently is supposed to have this sort of feline like attraction, like there's like some kind of pheromone or something they put it in here that smells really sexy to men. And they're right, my husband is like, he loves this and he thinks it smells very sexy. It smells very unique and very different, like a green, like this sexy nymph, okay? This is a bit of a green fragrance. There are some green notes that smell absolutely divine with the beautiful florals in here, like the orange blossom. There's the ylang ylang and all that beautiful floral notes, white and I think mostly white florals. There's a little bit of greenness, green notes with a little bit of sourness from the rhubarb. There's something in here that feels very sexy, okay? I don't know quite how to put my finger on it. There's loads of like vanilla in here. There's vanilla and tonka bean. Woody notes, there's amberwood, which is always really beautiful, and there's like that pear note, which is super feminine and sexy. There's some kind of feline like sexy voodoo in here. I'm telling you, men love it. Okay, so yeah, well, my man loves it. Yeah, those are must-have affordable designer fragrances. If you missed my part 1 of this video, I'll put a picture of it right here and I will link it down below in the description box. If you missed it, please go check it out first and then add these on and watch this video. So consider them all together. I think there's like 10 or something in here. And there were like seven or something in the last one. Close to 20 fragrances, you know, that I consider absolute must-haves. Because they smell very either unique, sexy, super goddess-like feminine. It's in some way very special. Not your run-of-the-mill designer fragrance, okay? So check out part 1 for sure because one of the latest releases from Lancome was in that video. So don't miss that one, okay? I hope you guys found this very helpful. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below your thoughts on what you consider are the must-have affordable designer fragrances for a woman. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which really helps me grow my channel, which in turn helps me bring you bigger and better content. Don't forget to ring that notification bell because I don't really have a set upload date right now. So if you click the notification bell, you'll be notified when I upload. Otherwise, you'll miss my videos. You wouldn't know when I would be uploading. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and other social media. Share this video with your friends and family. I will see you guys in my next video.